Welcome to Joy of Knitting with Gigi. I am Gigi, and I'm so glad that you have decided to come back to my little cozy corner of the internet. So, oh my gosh, we have so much to talk about today. So, we're going to try and get through it as fast as we can. And there's just so much to talk about. So, first of all, let's get everything taken care of, all of the logistics. First of all, at the end of this video, if you like what you've seen, if you've enjoyed spending your time with me, please give me a like. Even if you're subscribed, those likes really help me. Comment on anything that we talked about today. I love to hear from you. And please, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that little bell so that we can you can get notifications anytime I post something new. I'm trying now actually to do it on a weekly basis every Friday morning, about 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, because I am in Las Vegas, Nevada. So let's get rolling with all of the fun things. Okay, first off, what am I wearing? So I'm going to see if I can back this up a minute. Give me a second and we will get a little bit bigger view of all of this. Okay, here we are. I'm standing up, showing you. I don't know if my head got cut off or whatever, but this is, it's called the rainbow sweater. Well, I'm going to back up on this. So the inspiration for this, I knit it for my youngest daughter, Katie, for Christmas last year. And the inspiration came from a sweater called the Rainbow Sweater by Paula on Knits. I think she's out of Spain. And I loved it, but it was done in this really, really chunky yarn. And I ordered the yarn from We Are Knitters. I started knitting with it. I didn't like it. It was really rough. It was not the look I was going for. So I kind of pivoted. And what I ended up doing was this is actually the Lento sweater by Johanna Hu. I have to make sure I have that correct. I'll put it up here. So anyway, we'll put it up somewhere over here. And it is knit with Bad Sheep Yarn Company's DK, and this colorway is it's called Sundog. And I don't know if you can see it through the screen if we're close enough or not, but it has tiny, tiny, really faint speckles of rainbow colors throughout this cream. And then what I ended up doing was I went to a fade and I faded into her Rainbows and Airways yarn, that her variegated yarn that she has. And I kind of started, I'm going to hold it up like here. So I kind of started here, and it's more like color work. I was doing 2 stitches and then 7 in between, or 10 in between, and then I started adding more and more. And by the time I got probably to the 7th or 8th row, I dropped the main color yarn and then just started knitting with the Rainbows and Airways yarn. And I did it on the bottom too, and then just ribbed it and take it off. Now, I don't know if you can see, there is a bit of fluff on this. I wanted it nice and comfy and fluffy, so I used Emma's yarn, mohair silk, and in the colorway is Whisper. So I used that with that, gave it to my daughter Katie, and she seemed to like it. I never saw her wear it. So then she was here for F1 weekend, which just happened. It's Monday right now, and you'll see me on Friday, which will be the day after the United States Thanksgiving. So anyway, it is the Monday before Thanksgiving, and she was here for F1 for this weekend because she is an avid F1 fan. And I told her, when you drive down, could you bring your rainbow sweater, because I want to take it on the cruise with me. And I said, I noticed you haven't really worn it a lot. She goes, well, I love it, but I wore it and it kind of made me itchy. And I thought, okay, I've got a daughter who's sensitive to mohair. So I'm going to knit her something in more of like drops air. She loves really oversized sweaters. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. If you watched one of my episodes, I was talking about, and I think it was the October Ravelry Roundup. I talked about the Stars Hollow sweater by Sari Nordlund, and that's the one I'm going to go ahead and knit for her in this oversized size that she wants. So anyway, that is what I'm wearing. I have a second thing to show you. So over the weekend, I got a surprise in my mailbox. Well, it wasn't really a surprise because I did order it, but it showed up. And here it is. These are Bertie Parker Designs recycled glass earrings. And I ordered the green that I'm wearing here, and then I ordered a cobalt blue drop one. I love them. They are gorgeous. She just finished vending at the SoCal Fiber Festival in Southern California. I will put a link below in the descriptions to her website. So I have a lot of Bertie Parker designs. I love her designs. They're so unique, and they're fun and they're classy all at the same time. So I really love wearing her stuff. And she has not gifted me anything. I have purchased all of this on my own, which we've made $0 from this over in this corner of the internet. But you know what? That's not why I do it. So I do it for the love of knitting and the love of meeting new people and getting to know each one of you and hearing your comments. So anyway, that is what I'm wearing. Let's switch back and we're going to talk a little bit more about a couple of other things. Okay, so on Instagram, I posted the winner of the gift that I was giving for Advent. It was the 12 days of Christmas gnome Advent, along with the gnome project bag. And I ran it both on Instagram and YouTube, and put all the names into this randomizer app. This is the first time I've ever done it. So I had my daughter, Katie, again, who was here this weekend, had her help me so that I could know that I was doing it correctly and by all the rules and so on and so forth. So I'm going to announce here, in case she didn't see it on Instagram, but the winner is at Nancy Fortunato 1091, and I'll put it right here on the screen. It is one of the YouTube commenters. So Nancy, if you're watching this, please get in touch with me. I did put a comment under yours and gave you my email address so that you can respond to this and let me know all your details so I can get you your stuff shipped out. I'm really excited about that. Okay, let's go on to, oh my gosh, finished objects. I've got so much to show you. Okay, you guys, I have been working on this so tirelessly because I wanted to take it on my trip in 3 days on Thursday. And here it is. Look, I finished. Oh, I'm so excited. So I'll show you the B-roll and I want to talk a little bit about it. First of all, I knit it using Juniper Moon's Harriet Fine yarn, and that is 75% alpaca and 25% nylon. And I did the color Villa Blanca. I held it with La Vietnamese mohair silk in Whisper. And then for the color work, I used 3 yarns. So I have, this is from Anzula, and it's their Lunaris. I got this, it's their fingering sock, and so it has, I don't know if you can see, it has some sparkle in there. And I held it double with this, it's called Pearl Mohair by Majo. I got this at, I got both these at the Southern California Festival last year, and we've just been waiting to use it. And so this is Pearl Mohair. Let's see if there's a color. Tiramisu, color 106. So I'll link everything down below. But in addition, I held it with Lang palettes in brown and gold. So it's brown thread with little gold sequins. And let me tell you, that color work, it was really interesting to do, but holding two of one color and three yarns of another, and I knit continental, so it's both on one finger. I don't do two fingers. At one point I was literally just dropping and picking up, but there are long sections where you have bigger floats, and so I never did more than 6 stitches without catching the float. And that 6 stitches, it was more, about an inch. I'll say about an inch, give or take. More give, a little bit more. So I wanted to have this turtleneck, and so what I did was I went ahead and knit 8 freaking inches of the ribbing, and then turned it down and picked up stitches along this cast on edge. And so that's doubled. And then of course we have the drop shoulders here. Now this has been blocked. There's a couple places where I feel like I need maybe to steam it just a little bit. And I will say the alpaca grew this way, not necessarily that way. I intentionally knit this to be oversized and long because I have a pair of brown legging-ish skinny pants that I was intending to wear it with. So I didn't want it too far. I didn't want it to be more of a tunic, but it does come to the bottom of my bum. So yeah, that's it. And I did a tubular bind off on both the cuffs and the ribbing on the hem. Very first time I did a tubular bind off, and there was a video. I will click to it. I will give you the link down below. It was a YouTube gal, and what I love about what she did was you do 2 setup rows, and then you do on the first 2 stitches you do a setup stitch, and then she teaches you the 4 steps of the Italian bind off or the tubular bind off, but then she shows you how to do it in 2 steps. So you knit, take one off, and then purl the second stitch. And so you do take it off, purl the second stitch, and then pull everything through. And then you purl, take that one off, and then come through the back and then go through the front leg as if. So you're kind of maneuvering your needle a little bit, but it made it so much easier, and I just loved it. So I get to wear this for the cruise. Oh, I know, I did make kind of a balloon sleeve on this. I didn't take it down the way they did in the instructions. I made the cuff quite a bit more narrow so it fits more tight on my wrist. And I did 2 rows. So what I did is I was using US size 7 needles for the main body. When I would get to the color work, I went up 1 size needle to a US size 8. And then when I was ready to start the ribbing, I went down from a US 7 to a US 4. I went down 3 sizes. I knit 1 round completely because I had heard somebody say that if you knit 1 round before you start the ribbing, it helps eliminate the holes when you start ribbing. When you're going, if you went directly from the US 7 and then just went to the US 4 and started ribbing right away, there sometimes tends to be holes right here at the edge of it. So I did that, but what I did was I did one round of just knits, and then I did 2 rounds of condensing. I did like knit 3, knit 2 together, knit 3, knit 2 together. And then I did the same on that second round before I started the ribbing. And that gave me this sweet little balloony looking sleeve, which I wanted. I wanted this very feminine. I wanted this oversized, cozy. It is heavy. It's a heavy sweater. And I couldn't be prouder. I couldn't be happier with it. I'm just loving, loving, loving the way it looks. So that is the Rosy Sweater by Le Knit. And I'm very excited about that. I have 2 more things to show you. If you are doing the mystery knit along the One Love Shawl by Joji Locatelli, you're going to need to skip forward to the next chapter because I'm going to show you what I knit, and they're both finished. Okay, so some of you were so kind to comment down below on my second to last episode, number 5, and told me what yarn you thought I should use. So I'm going to show you. I ended up using 2, both of them Malabrigo, one fingering weight, and that other one is a DK. So here's the fingering weight yarn shawl. And I just love this. It's small. I did not decide to go bigger with it. I did have enough yarn left over. I could have. What I love is like I can do it like this. I can do it like this, and do a lot of different things with it. I thought this was just, oh my gosh, it's so light. I'm thinking this for spring is going to be beautiful. So it's very light. It's gorgeous. I love, love, love the lace work. And it was actually very easy. We started off on this end. The lace work, I don't know if you see, you do a couple here, you do more on this section, and then more on this. So each garter section gets a little bit bigger, and each of the lace sections get a little bit bigger. So that is the One Love Shawl by Joji Locatelli. The DK one in the Malabrigo, I actually used their Zodiac colorway in Libra because I just love the way this shows up. On my Whip Wednesday, last Wednesday, you would have seen me talk about it. And so here it is, all finished up. Let's see, which side is the right side? That's the wrong side. Ha! Okay, here's the right side. There we go. Yeah, that's the right side because you can see the stockinette in that. And this one's gorgeous. Now, I did weave the ends in. I'm actually going to take this on the cruise because I love this color. But I didn't weave this one in because I want you to see. This is how much yarn I had left after I did the picot edging. I decided to do the picot edging on that. And that's how much yarn I had left right there. Talk about yarn chicken. I really wasn't that worried though, because as I watched the yarn get small, I knew I was going to make it, but boy, not by much. And I did have one extra skein because when I bought this, I bought 3 skeins. So I knew I was going to be fine. But this one actually, for the yardage on this, it was 210 yards per skein. So I ended up using almost 420 yards, which is exactly what Joji was saying. If you got fingering weight, she suggested you get a 420 yard skein instead of 400 exactly. So that is my DK One Love Shawl. What a big difference, right, between the fingering yarn and the DK yarn in the size of it. I love that. Okay, that's all I have for finished objects. Let's get on to my whips. First whip is the Super Simple Summer Sweater by Joji Locatelli, which I'm working for my daughter-in-law's birthday. She's going to be 35 in January. So I have been able to split for sleeves, and I'm about ready. I'm just a couple more rows away from switching to this yarn again. And it's going along pretty well. I didn't spend a lot of time on it over the last 2 weeks because I was spending most of my time on the mystery shawls and on the Rosie sweater, trying to get that taken care of and done before I left for my Patty Lyons cruise. So that was the Super Simple Summer Sweater. The other one that I've been working on is my husband's sweater. I'm going to lean over here and grab it. I'm using a tote bag I got from Les Garçons at Flock for some of the yarn I purchased. So, and this is appropriate actually because I'm using Les Garçons marled yarn, their DK. for this. So here's my husband's sweater. This is what I have gotten done. I was able to lengthen it like we talked about last time and to go ahead and bind that off. I did an Italian bind off on this. I'm kind of obsessed with it. It looks so professional and clean. It's actually becoming one of my favorite bind offs. I then went and picked up the neck and did the neck before I picked up all of the stitches and started the sleeve. So now I'm working on the sleeve. I'm on my third decrease on the sleeve, on this sleeve. So I'm on Sleeve Island now, but I will get this done probably before Christmas for him, so I can give that to him Christmas morning. And that is made with Le Garçon's DK yarn, the marled one. I will put the colorway and everything here, and I will also put the link down below for you. That is a labor of love for my husband because I don't want him to feel like I knit all these things and he never gets attention. So that is that. Oh, and I don't know if you know, okay, just so you can see, I am using Twice Sheared Sheep's row counter. And I love this because every time I come along, I move it, and I always know if I'm decreasing on the 8th row or the 5th row or whatever, I know when I come to it that it's time to decrease. So I use it for decreasing, which is really, really convenient. And I love that. Okay, that all the whips. Oh, no, I have one more. Oh, yeah. So I joined a Yarn Stories Christmas, I think it's called the Christmas Sprint Knit Along. Basically, you can knit whatever you want, and we do a Zoom knit along every Monday for 4 weeks. And Carmen, who owns a Yarn Story, she is in Bath, England. I met her when I went to her store last February when I was there in England. And then I got to meet her again at the Farnham Festival outside of London over Valentine's Day weekend. Then I got to see her again at Flock, and I ran into she had Susan with her. Susan works with her in her store, and we ran into them on Bainbridge Island. That's when we ran into Max and Vincent also on Bainbridge Island that day before Flock started. Okay, so my last whip is the Grid Gambit. I always do it backwards. I always say Gambit Grid, but Grid Gambit Cowl by Samantha Guerin. And I am using a Yarn Stories yarn, Opus yarn, in the color Hickory. So it's a very black brown is what it is, a very deep brown. And I'm using Spin Cycles Dyed in the Wool Dirty Little Secret. So I'm going to hold those up together to show you. And I'm really liking that. I'm probably going to finish it during the cruise. I do have to knit a beanie hat. So every cruiser is knitting a beanie hat for chemo patients that is going to be given to some hospital or center there in Europe. And we have to use non-natural fibers, so acrylic, cotton, bamboo, something like that. What I mean is non-natural, meaning we can't use wool or alpaca. So anyway, I went to Hobby Lobby, got some acrylic for that. And anyway, long story short, that's what I'm going to be knitting. I'm going to be knitting this on the cruise, and I have one more thing I'm going to cast on. I'm actually going to talk about this for future plans. So let's talk next about future plans. I currently have plans for 2 sweaters that I'm going to be casting on. One I'm casting on within the next day or two. I just need to swatch it so that I know what size to knit, and I put all the yarn together. It is the Happy Camp sweater. So the Happy Camp sweater. Okay, main yarn is Ghost Ranch. There we go. They have so many different colorways. It's hard to remember. So I love this one. We're going to hold it with, this is a contrasting color and another contrasting color. So these are stripes that kind of go in throughout the colorway along with this. So I will be swatching that and casting that on before I leave for my trip. The second one is, you're going to see it in my November Ravelry Roundup. It's one of the sweaters there. The moment I saw it, I thought, that's it. I'm knitting this because it's a very wintry sweater. It's called the Rick sweater. I actually Googled how to say it. It's Rikke, and it's by Rick Johansson. I'm going to try that again. Rick Johansson is her name. And I am doing it in the colorway that she knit the sample in because it's so beautiful. So I'm using Onling yarn number 1, which is a 75% super fine wool and 25% select Angora. So this is the main color. And the snowflakes alternate. Let me show you between these and this soft pink. You guys, like seriously, look at that. And I'll put the picture up here. So obviously you're looking at it. This I will cast on when I get back from my trip. This is going to be a super cozy knit. When I was on my cruise for out of Quebec City, when I met the grocery girls the first time, we went to a farm on Prince Edward Island, and they had these Angora bunnies. Okay, I'll find a picture. There you go. Are they not the cutest things ever? I just love those bunnies. And I was just holding them. And one of the bunnies, I think the mom accidentally did something to it, stepped on it or something, and it damaged one of its eyes. But it's that little black one. Oh, they're so cute. And their ears. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I love them. So they just comb them, and what comes off is how you make Angora. That's why I guess Angora is so hard to get. Same with the goats. If they use, there are Angora goats. Oh, I might be totally confused. Okay, I'm going to have to put something up here that talks about it. I can't remember. Anyway, the bunnies were still adorable. I don't care if they were Angora or not. Okay, I Googled it. There's Angora rabbits and Angora goats. I don't know if this is Angora goats or Angora rabbits, but I did love the Angora rabbits. I will say they were adorable. So that is the Reich sweater by Reich Johansson that I'm going to be casting on when I get back. Let's see. Okay, acquisitions. You guys, we're going to do an unboxing right now because I just went to my mailbox and I've got a couple of things to show you. So let's look at them together. Okay, this first one is from Bigfoot Yarn Company, and it is the Brothers Grimm Holiday Advent in Wendigo fingering. So let's take a look. Okay, this is what I'm looking at. Let's see what we've got here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. So this is from the Coven Collective. It's a project bag. And oh, this is lovely artwork, postcard type artwork. And we got a lemon wood minder, yarn minder, which is always fun. And a gumdrop project keeper of slip stitch markers. So this is from Terracotta Gems. Terracotta Gems. And then, whoa, okay, we got a sticker there. I not sure what I'm going to do with that. But hey, maybe give it to my oldest daughter. Yeah, and everything is, let's see, Fairy Tale Teas gift box. Look at that. They're out of Brookfield, Connecticut. And then there's, I think this is candle. So 5, 4, 3, 2. There are 500 gram skeins in here, I think. They're larger skeins. They're not minis. And they are kind of wrapped up. Some of them got a little smashed. I'm kind of sort of getting a peek out of them. Anyway, so let's see what this is. Okay. Hand poured by Willow and Wick Fairy Tale Soy Wax Candle. Right there. And this is Dreamy Cranberry, Fig, Blood Orange, and Pink Grapefruit. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Oh, you guys. That is, and it's got a wood wick. I love a wood wick. Oh my goodness. Okay. Very exciting. So now I have to decide. Once I look at these, I'll have to decide what I'm going to knit with this. Knit this into. So that is Bigfoot Yarn Company's Grimm, let's see, the Brothers Grimm Holiday Advent in Wendigo fingering. Okay, I have 3 more items. So I know what this next one is because I ordered it. I did order it a week and a half ago from Frankie Gray Fibers, which is Jody Brown's company with her daughter Jordan. And okay, so these were her sale items. And I got, let's see, 2 of these because that's all they had. This is her Majestic Fluff, which is 53% super baby alpaca, 34% silk, and 13% cashmere. It's 15 grams, which is 400 meters in the color Whisper. Look at that pale pink. Oh, I love, love, love that. That's beautiful. And it's really, really soft. Okay, I love that. And then this was a bundle. And this is her DK weight. It's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, and she put these 2 together. So I'm thinking, right, like I got to do some kind of gorgeous shawl with this, or a cowl, or a beanie. Oh my gosh. Okay. I've got to think about that. So I'm excited about that. But this other one, woo, this is her Modern Christmas package. What do we call it? It's her fingering, and these are 50 grams in superwash merino high twist. But look at these. I mean, this one, these variegated, oh my gosh. This is going to make a spectacular Advent pattern. Spectacular. I'm obsessed with, I don't know, all of it. I'm obsessed with all of it. Okay. Very, very cool. So thank you, Jody. I love these. I will, again, I'll put all the links below. 2 more left. This next one is from Holly Dye Works, and she is out of Huntsville, Alabama. This is the Merry and Bright Yarn Advent in Spruce Twist Base. Okay, so here is the Advent. There's number 1, which I'm guessing is going to be a project bag, but there we go. So I'm going to take 3 of my Advents, and I'm going to open. I'll do an opening of them for the 7 days of December, 6 days of December that I'm gone. So I will be taking those in my luggage with me, and we'll do a reel on Instagram, and then I'll go ahead and make it a short on YouTube so we can follow along and open up those Advents. I'll do the full 24 days of these. Okay, that is Holly Dye Works Advent, Merry and Bright Advent. Very excited about that one. And finally, this last one, which I have really been anticipating. This last one is Wonderland Yarns, Midwinter Botanica is what it's called. And it's a celebration of color, petal by petal. Look at the packaging on this. Oh, isn't that cute? And it looks like, oh, it is. It's a project bag on the back here. And then there's something on here that says, here, I'll turn it this way, surprise. So we'll see. So there are 23, oh yeah. Okay, I'm guessing there's 20-gram skeins in here. Golden Hour drawstring bag. Oh, so cute. Okay, so I will be doing Advent openings every single day on my trip for each of you guys so we can enjoy it all together. That's it. Oh my goodness, that's my acquisitions. And oh, I have one more thing I wanted to talk to you about. So my daughter Katie, my youngest, I told you guys that she came up for, or she came down because she lives in Utah. She came down for F1 weekend. And apparently Katie has been looking for a hobby that she can do so that she's not on her phone as much. So she says she feels like she wastes a lot of time just scrolling, and she doesn't feel that it's really healthy. So she came to me and asked me this weekend if I would teach her how to knit. I can't believe it, you guys. I have a daughter who wants to knit. So I am so excited. We went into my closet and she got Malabrigo DK in the Zodiac colorway of Sagittarius. And because of that, her mother-in-law is a Sagittarius, and she decided to knit her a shawl, or not a shawl, a scarf for Christmas. Now, when we lived in Utah and she was about 10 years old, I did take her with me to one of my knit nights, and the lady there gave her a couple of lessons, and she was doing okay, but she just didn't, it wasn't something that just connected with her, and she didn't totally vibe with it. So anyway, it was just so cute to see how quickly she caught on to it again and how much she enjoyed it. And I'm just so excited, you guys. And then she started showing me pictures from Instagram of these chunky knit sweaters, that oversized chunky knit sweaters from these younger designers that she just thought was really cute and wanted to learn how to do those. So I told her, I said, okay, get the shawl done. Then we'll do a beanie that has both knit and purl in it. She needs to learn how to knit in the round and then, get used to doing knits and purls. So she's going to do that. And then when she does that, we're going to go ahead and do her first top-down sweater in a chunky, and I'll just FaceTime with her. I'll FaceTime with her and we'll do it together once or twice a week so she can knit her first sweater. So when she does that, I will share that all with you. And how excited am I? I'm so excited. My oldest daughter, who's going with me on this cruise, she's got mad ADHD. And because of hers and the way it manifests itself, she does not have patience. I've told her that knitting and or crocheting would give her patience and help her. I don't know if it will, but we'll see. Maybe she'll come off of this cruise and she'll have sat down one night with one of the ladies and somebody other than her mother, and she'll want to knit. Otherwise, we're going to a lot of Christmas markets. I know that. And she's very excited about those. And I'm excited. I will be sharing those with you on Instagram. So follow me on Instagram. And it's the same name as it is here on YouTube, Emma Bean Knitting. And you can see all my reels that I post there every day and the Advent openings. And I will see you when I get back December 7th. So thanks for watching. I hope all of you had a wonderful Thanksgiving, all of you US people. I hope you had a lovely Thanksgiving with friends and family and your loved ones. And put joy in every single stitch that you knit. Bye for now.